Hi there. I'm hand bombing the tripod with the camera on it right now. First thing I'm going to do to start this video is I'm going to throw some oil in that screw hole. Actually, I'm going to throw it in both of those screw holes. Those are screw holes for accessories, like a cloth guide. And I'm just going to put the tripod and the camera back down on the floor again, and I draw your attention to, oh dear, something moved in my kitchen. I would draw your attention to this spot here the next time I oil that. Now I have to make it level. I put it on an angle for viewing convenience. And now I have to put it back level, and we'll be able to get a better view of what happens here when I put the oil in up here. So now I have to find my oil again, and of course we always have to shake the oil. I'll pour a bunch of oil in. And let's just watch what happens right here. See that? See that? That oil is coming right off that screw. And it falls down there. Yep, that's where all the oil has fallen. So, I like playing with sewing machines, obviously, as I'm doing here right now. Now that we've got that out of the way with, a special welcome to viewers, a special welcome to subscribers. Some of you will recognize this resident, Jebb Adams, resident 201K, as Kendra. And what I wanted to do was talk about these threaded holes that are for attaching accessories, like a cloth guide, you know, so that you can just have a guide there, just push your cloth through and it goes straight. You don't get any curves in the stitching. And that's really what their first purpose is for. Jebb Adams has a thesis. Actually, there are two theses about why these holes for screws are mistaken as oil ports. And the first point is language. Most of my viewers are Americans. My second largest group of viewers are Canadians. I'm a Canuck. And my third largest group of viewers are people from the Netherlands. And my fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth are all from Europe. Sweden, I believe, is, if it's not right behind Holland, the Netherlands at 4, it's behind whoever's fourth, but Sweden is up on the list there as well. And I do have subscribers, and I do converse with people in those countries occasionally. And for some of them, language is an issue. And so they may call those or refer to those as oil ports. And they have to feel very free coming here to Jebb Adams' channel and doing that, because there's nothing unacceptable or inappropriate to that as far as their understanding is concerned. So language is the first thing. And, you know, I just want to stress that not everybody is an English first speaker. Secondly, and this is my main point, this is very important. These holes fill up with fill in the blank. Thread, dust, dirt, gunk, gunge, blah, 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 blah. But when they do, and I deal with a lot of, vintage sewing machines that are train wrecks, that they haven't been cleaned for 50, 60, or 70 years, those holes. And they do have stuff in them. And when that all congeals in there, you know what they end up looking like? They look like oil wicks. They look very similar to the oil wick up here, only a darker color because of oil. And we mentally know that. We accept that. So anyway, that's my second really important point about that. And you know, the point is moot. It's an argument that goes nowhere. Because you know what? If somebody wants to come here and call that an oil port, because it's threaded, it has to be oiled. It does. And so if somebody wants to come here and call it an oil port, they are certainly free to call it an oil port, whether it's because of their language or because of their own concept and that they've dealt with plugged things like that before. So I just want to be clear. If somebody wants to refer to them as oil ports, their words will be respected just like everybody else's words here. That means if you have an issue that it's being called an oil port, then you have a decision to make. Because if I see any more confrontational, useless arguments that it's not an oil port, it's this or that, from now on I'm just gonna put those, if they're inappropriate, they're coming right out. If those arguments or those comments are inappropriate or confrontational, they have to be kind. Kindness comes first here, because you don't want to get me upset. You know, I'm traumatized. I've been traumatized forever, and you know, you don't want me to get upset, do you? So anyway, but I was doing one of the things I do best, and that is playing with the sewing machine. So that's what I did. I played with the oil, and I thought, let me see where this goes, you know. And I mean, I'm not a PhD in restoration vintageology. I learned this stuff by doing it, by playing with it, you know. This is where I learned this stuff. So I don't have a PhD in mechanical engineering or sewing machine repair, you know, and I don't pretend to, and all that. This for me. I like making videos. I like having a channel, and I have a lot of fun. But so kindness, we have to be kind and be respectful. Everybody who lives under the helpful illusion that these are oil ports are welcome here. You know, and I consider them more oil ports than screw holes because I don't use cloth guides anyway. The only thing I do with those holes is I clean them out and I oil them. So, and besides, this is my channel. So, my friends, I hope I didn't pinch anybody's nose. I would rather pinch your cheek and have a giggle with you than pinch your nose or your ear. So I was trying to be kind and gentle, and I'm not always, you know, for all my claims of kindness and appropriateness and gentleness and gentlemanness, you know, we all have lives, you know, and I'm going on 66 years old, you know. I've got loads of history, loads of track record behind me. But anyway, you're all welcome here. If you want to call them screw holes, you call them screw holes. If you want to call them oil ports, you go right ahead and call them oil ports. And if anybody has a problem with that, out the door. Their comment goes out the window, because we're not going to have any disrespect. Hey, you guys, thank you. I hope I wasn't too heavy making my point. Ciao.